Hi everybody! Today we will be talking about art resources to use that are non-AI tools in the workplace. Here are some of my top 10 art resources to use to improve your skills as an art student or art professional. The first one is Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the best websites to use for artists. I use Pinterest for everything to collecting resources and folders, using these folders in a way to collect all different types of images. I usually use this as my first way of collecting, like different sort of classical images or reference images. That way everything is in one place ready to go when I want to make some new character designs and or create new backgrounds. So I'm going to show you some of my personal folders that I use. So I have many different Pinterest folders and many of them are labeled based on the projects that I have. So I have one called Gumball, Guys, Uncle, Art, Back to the East. So these are all like projects that I was working on, and those are some images that I have in there. Okay, so there are Line of Action and Scott Eaton's Bodies in Motion. So these two are amazing sites that are free if you want to practice your figure drawings at home. There are Clove Figures, and also feeling like if you need more practice with hands and facial expressions, you can also do these as well. You can use it for 30-second warm-ups all the way up to 10-minute intense studying. Great for students to use if you haven't had any experience drawing in figures and or if you want to improve your art as a professional. So Bodies in Motion is a little more suitable for animators as they're based on the movement of the human body form. Also great if you want to practice on your gestures. So I highly recommend this, and it's all free and it's just made from your computer. You can use any software and or sketchbook to complete your figure drawings. And if you just set yourself a timer, it's always really great to practice your fundamentals. So number 3 is a site called x6ud.github.io. It is a great site for 3D versions of animal skulls. I think it would be really useful if you want to study animal anatomy and the differences between teeth and their skull sizes as well. You can rotate this 360, you can turn it to the side, and it's definitely great if you want to study on your own free time. Number 4 would be Unsplash and Pixabay. So these two are really great websites if you need references for textures in your comics or illustrations. They're royalty-free images to use. All you need to do is just type in something like watercolor texture, and then they'll pop up some brand new watercolor textures. You can use these for any of your creative endeavors. It's a creative license usually, and you shouldn't be fined for copyright information as long as you include something like a kind of reference to the artist or photographer. Sometimes they don't even need that. And I would usually use this in my textures. For example, I could put the image into the software that I use, set it on multiply, and that way I have my own texture of whatever I want in my illustration. So there are also different YouTubers that I usually follow. And when I was doing some research, here are some of the videos that I find more useful. The first YouTuber that I sometimes listen to for art business plans, for those of you that are interested in pursuing art as a business, she does really great videos, Casely Rodriguez, and I highly recommend her if you want to focus on improving your art business brand. Okay, so the next YouTuber is Bobby Chiu. Bobby Chiu, a great artist that I love to listen to as well, and he has guided me in many points of my artistic journey, especially near the end of senior high school, because he has interviewed several different professionals, and all of the professionals' stories are so inspiring to hear. I really love listening to his work and his drive to make his business and working with his wife, and it's really great to see what he's done and made such a big artistic community. So I admire him a lot for doing that, and I've listened to him for many years. So I highly recommend his YouTube channel if you're just thinking of something to listen to while you're drawing. I would definitely listen to him. Number 7, Creative Pep Talk. Also, another great podcast. I listened to these for my inspiration almost all of last year, and I'm hoping that you can also use some of his tips, Andy J. Pizza, I believe, to apply to your creative practice. He also includes a lot of creative action that you could take at the end as well, so you can definitely do that. And then finally, we have number 8, which is basically just a book about anatomy. So this book is called Classic Human Anatomy by Winslow. If you're very serious about studying figure drawings and making your fundamentals of character design stronger, I highly recommend this classical human anatomy book, just because it shows every different type of muscle and it also has a lot of different artistic inspiration from it, which I think you would enjoy, and my university professors also recommended me to use this. So definitely go check that book out. So I know there were only 8 points in this video, but hopefully it's applied to you. And I do think that these are some of the more important websites that I use sometimes more consistently. And I also really use a lot of Pinterest and just Google in general for anything that I need, so references. If you want a better reference, another good tip for you is if you can't figure out just how to place that human body in that fighting pose, or maybe if you want to take that kitchen and you want to turn it into something new but you don't know which kitchen, highly recommend you just go upstairs to your own kitchen, take some photos from your own kitchen, and then put those kitchens into your comic. That's what I usually do. And if you don't know how to pose a person, you can always ask a family member to take a photo of them and then use that photo as your reference. Or you could just use your own body, turn your camera towards you, set a timer for 10 seconds, and then take that photo. It is so much better to have a physical reference when you're trying to draw some of these characters, because as you know, artists cannot make bodies from their brains unless you are like Kim Jong-gi, probably won't have that ability. So I highly recommend you do that. Or you could buy yourself a little figurine and then use that figurine as their pose. Just the last tip for you for staying for so long into this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great Happy New Year!